stop.
Super high. You can't stop at one.
Can't stop at one.
Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. For good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore.
McDonald's #1 whiskey, the #1 spirit of friendship.
Now, when you ask a dentist about oral health, he tells you it is the window to overall health. The question is, beyond brushing your teeth in the morning, how much attention do you give to your oral health? Our focus on health tonight identifies unhealthy diet, tobacco use, harmful alcohol use, and poor oral hygiene as some of the risk factors for oral diseases, while taking you through the road to good oral health and the need to keep your dental records.
Oral health is essential to general health and quality of life. Despite this, worldwide, 60 to 90% of school children and nearly 100% of adults have dental cavities owing to poor oral hygiene, unhealthy diet, and other lifestyle habits. Nigeria's portion of these figures is not clear-cut, but one thing the Nigerian Dental Association is sure of is the inadequate oral health knowledge.
Our major problem is that of awareness, creating awareness amongst the people so that they can seek early care and early help to prevent the commencement of these diseases in the first place.
One should not just take oral status for granted. We should do, in fact, just the way I use this analogy every now and then, that just the way we service our car, we should also service our mouth. You can imagine, having a brand new car for 3-4 years without any form of service, without any form of care. Of course, one of these days that car will definitely disappoint you. In the same way, many of us will only respond to disappointment from our oral cavity. Rather, we shouldn't wait until we are disappointed through one complaint or the other. We should go for to be proactive enough to go ahead and seek for prophylactic or routine dental checkup.
Aside from being free from mouth and facial pain, tooth decay or other diseases that limit an individual's capacity in biting, chewing, smiling, speaking, and psychosocial well-being, taking care of your oral health include having your dental records documented for identification when necessary.
But it's a fact that worldwide, talking globally now, dental records, not just even for disaster issue alone, it's something that everyone should fight. Should be a national issue. The record should be there at any point in time. I can get to know you, to identify 1 or 2 things about you, even with your dental record. Much more than that, most debilitating diseases that has taken over greater part of our population in this present age and time could easily be discovered early enough from your oral cavity.
One factor that may be a hindrance to seeking dental services in Nigeria is the seeming exorbitant service charges.
I still believe that the dental services are still affordable, especially if you make the right choice. People should learn to patronize the government-owned facilities. That way you are sure of the quality of the personnel and also the quality of the infrastructure. And government has subsidized most of those dental facilities and materials. So it comes at an affordable rate. I want to cap it by saying that people should just try and follow very basic tips. Brushing your teeth twice daily, eating right by way of fruits, fresh fruits and vegetables, and then seeing your dentist at least once every 6 months. If you do all this, I'm sure you have a very, very perfect oral health, and then by extension, the entire system.
And as the saying goes, a stitch in time saves 9. You're me outside the reporting for Channels Television News.
the last few weeks have witnessed a series of false starts as the country awaits the presentation of the 2014 budget to the National Assembly. With the budget hanging in the balance, it's not clear when the document will be passed by the Assembly. This has, however, opened a debate on the probability of the budget being passed this year. Our correspondent Larry Lasisi reports.
That was last year during the presentation of the 2013 budget. This year, things have not gone as planned, as two attempts by the president to present the 2014 budget to the National Assembly have had to be cancelled. And as November ends and December dawns, Nigeria is once again faced with the prospect of a late budget presentation.
It's worrisome, because what we are seeing now is we are entering into another regime of a jaundiced budgetary cycle, in which case if you present this budget late, implementation is likely to start late.
Now we're saying that, okay, this again is happening now. Now look at it very well. If we pass this budget by February and this budget is passed, signed, and we start the implementation, that means we have lost about 2 months. What's going to happen to us? And there are lots of, no wonder we have how many thousand on abandoned projects that bounce the landscape of Nigeria. It's so pathetic.
It's a development that holds a lot of implication for the economy, one the nation is sure to feel.
Well, the impact is massive, and it's all down there because the capital votes is going to be affected in whatever way. Last year we did it early. We still had all these challenges, and as I speak to you, most of the third quarter vote has not been released. So you still have a lot of problems. We'll continue to roll over, and then after a time, the bus will just come, because I see that the way we keep doing our things, we're not doing it methodically and systematically at all.
Some people agree that the country needs to change its budgetary process.
Ensuring that we breathe life into our budgetary system in such a way that we work in line with what the standard practice should be. We have done everything humanly possible. Bringing this budget on time, we want to consider this budget very, very quickly. But where it doesn't come, what do?
So if we're going to start the year from the time the president signed the budget, let us start a new year. We can create our own. Even the year that we use, some other countries don't use January to December as a year. We can start ours to be April to April as our year. The day that the budget is signed, that's when we start counting it to say this is when the year has been done.
Now, most Nigerians now know the way this goes. There's a late presentation of the budget, then a late passage of the budget, and then the debate over the percentage of implementation of the budget. Now, this has become a circle the country appears unable to break. Larry Lasisi, Channels Television News.
Time for us to look at our business stories with Adeshawa.
Well, thank you, Sulaiman. In business news, delegates from Nigeria will be attending this year's World Trade Organization's 9th Ministerial Conference coming up in Bali, Indonesia, for the 3rd to the 6th of December. The delegates, which is to be led by the Minister of Trade and Investment, Olusegun Ogaga, are expected to reach agreements that will facilitate trade deals in the 159 member states. According to statement from the WTO, a deal on trade facilitation will cut the cost of trading on a global scale by removing the stiff red tape at the border through a range of simple and high-impact measures for all members. Now, the federal government is set to sustain efforts on value addition in its agricultural products through mechanization by providing access to agricultural equipment hiring centers. According to the Ministerial Task Team, the program will adopt the model of public-private partnership to operate. The team, led by Ahmed Adekule, revealed that the federal government has so far injected a 3.6 billion naira